soon as you start talking about the name of God, you start talking about Jesus, it's just complete silence. Because, and then you can feel the spirit. You can feel that's not what they want. It's not what the world wants. And I think we have to ask ourselves, is it what I want? Is it what we want? I think the church has to ask themselves that now, but is it what we want? Or is it the things, is it the stuff, the things of this world that we want? Because too much of the world is coming into the church. We want to draw them to us, but we don't want what they're bringing with us. We can't bring the attitude of the world in the church. That's what it is. It's just the attitude of the world. It's trying to infiltrate the church, and we have to be open. We have to be recognized. We have to be able to see this thing. That we can't be in church acting worldly. We can't be here acting ungodly, acting unholy. We can't be here and be doing wicked stuff and then expect the world to follow us. Why? They're not going to follow us. Why? Because we look the same way they look. They being wicked out there. We just come into a nice edifice and we choose to be wicked. We can't do that. We cannot walk and deny. We cannot deny the one that loved us, the one that laid his life down on the cross for us. But yet, time after time and time again, we find ourselves so far away from him. We choose, I can't. Lord, I didn't sign up for this. I knew that you said, I know that I'm going to have to suffer some things, but I didn't know it was going to be this hard. I didn't know I was going to have to suffer to this extent or to this magnitude. The easiest thing for Peter to do at that moment was to deny him. When you're put in the spotlight, and when you're put in the point where you're put on display, and God allows you to be on display, and the whole world is watching you, and it's your time to respond. What would be your response? I have to ask myself that. What would be my response when I have the opportunity to give him glory? What would be my response? That's why I like the young man that plays for the Texans, the Houston Texans, the quarterback. Can't even think of his name. Say it loud. C.J. Stroud. I'm not even really much of a Texas fan, but every time I pull for him because of his stand. This man made millions of dollars, but it's his stance. It's his stance because when the opportunity came, he chose to be a representative for Christ. When the Oklahoma baseball team and those girls was playing for the national championship, they was winning game after game after game after game. And they were put and they had a conference. And during the conference, they was asking them questions about a whole lot of stuff. And they gave them answers. It was about 4 girls. And they all gave them answers that the press didn't want to hear. And they all began to talk about the love of Christ, began to talk about Jesus Christ. Everything stemmed from Christ. We're not focused on winning. We're talking about we want to have a better relationship with Christ. And because of their relationship with Christ, they have a better relationship with each other. And it's causing them to gel together. And they're just going out there and doing what they love because of their relationship with Christ. And people are drawn. And one girl after the next and one girl after the next was being affected by the next girl. And all of them began to be established and have a relationship with Christ. And what I'm trying to tell you is this, that people are watching you. When Peter was in the garden, he was being watched. People recognize that there is something different about you. And if we're gonna be the one to lead and to preach change, then people must first see change in us. It's got to be something about you that's got to be different. Because when they see me, I can't look like them. I can't look like the world. They see that all the time. But if I portray that to them every time, I'll never draw them. And let me tell you something. Everybody's not going to want what you have. Don't expect them all to want what you have. But you got to give them what you got. Even when they don't want it. Even when they try to shame you. Even when they try to make you look small. God, I look small for you. If I go through the shame for you. You got to be willing to go through it. Our problem is we're not willing to go through it. We're not even resisting it to blood. It's not even costing us our life. We're not even having to lay our life down for the gospel. All we have to do right now is go through a little bit of shame. And we can't even go through shame. We become shame of him. We back away. Soon as somebody say something negative about the church, we back away. That's when we should be saying, no, not all churches like that. That's not our church. Not all preachers are like that. Not my God is like that. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you might have had a bad experience, but you're not going to put that on all of us. That's not how I live. Some nasty and some nasty church folk, but that's what they is. They church folk. I tell people every day, explaining to them about the church, and I tell them, I said the church. They made a statement at work. I said, well, the church is full of people that's sick. I said, so you come. It's a hospital. You come so you can get healing. I said, yeah, you're gonna get stuff like that at church. I said, just like you get it here. I said, but